Welcome to Rapid Review. So today we're going to talk about the finale of Season 1 of The Last of Us, titled Look for the Light. So this episode starts with the pregnant Anna running away from an infected. So Anna's played by Ashley Johnson, who plays Ellie in the game, and so it was a nice nod to her, especially since, as it turns out, Anna is pregnant with and gives birth to Ellie. This happens, though, just after being bit. So knowing that she's mortally wounded, Anna makes Marlene promise to protect Ellie while lying about the timing of the bite. We flash forward to present day, and Joel and Ellie are making their way to the hospital. As usual, I loved the interaction between them, and we get an interesting change as Joel is the one cracking jokes, while Ellie seems to be a bit more stoic. But it's cute how Joel is joking around and trying to get a rise out of her, and Ellie seems to realize it, and realizing that he expects more of a reaction, she actually tries to feign excitement. So they end up having an encounter with a not-so-great CGI giraffe, but it did what it needed to do in getting Ellie excited about just seeing the beauty in the world. And then afterwards, we get a really heartwarming moment. It was a beautiful moment and something that really gave me the feels. Joel explains that he tried to kill himself, but that he missed, and that was the cause for his scar. And that he didn't think that losing Sarah, that loss, would ever heal, but that effectively Ellie has healed it. And it was a really beautiful moment between the two. It worked for me. While I have some things that I'll talk about during my season review as far as how the relationship progressed and just the time that we got, I think that this scene hit the emotional notes that it needed to. We then get a nice scene between them where they're reading the joke book and they're just really bonding. It's just a beautiful moment between these two characters that we followed over the course of 9 episodes. And then this is where the show hits us over the head with the spiked baseball bat. Joel and Ellie are separated, and we find out that Ellie is being prepared for surgery, and Marlene reveals to Joe that the surgery is likely to kill her, leaving Joel with a decision. He can sacrifice Ellie and possibly save humanity, or rescue her, knowing that she likely would not have wanted it. Ultimately, Joel goes into Terminator mode, mercilessly killing people in order to rescue Ellie, and he kills several people, including Marlene, in cold blood. So I do have a couple of issues with how this plays out. While the scene itself looks great, it's shot great, the music works, and you really feel that sense of terror and that sense of almost like a villainous turn from Joel, logically there are a couple of issues I have. First, Ellie is the only person known to be immune, as far as we know. And so she's got to be the most valuable human on the planet. And so for this reason, I feel like they would go through some other steps before going through the deadly one. Like if you have any scientists worth anything, they're going to spend time, whether it's weeks, months, even years, studying Ellie, studying her blood, and finding out as much as they can about her before killing her. You know, we've gone 20-something years of the apocalypse. What's a few more if we can figure it out? Because at the end of the day, if they kill her and they aren't able to figure out a cure or a vaccine, then it's all for naught. The second thing is that Marlene must know how dangerous Joel is. And I don't understand why she told him before it happened and why she didn't keep him locked up after she did. She has to know how dangerous Joel is. And the affection that he has for her, it's only reasonable to think that he's going to go crazy. And so I just don't understand that decision from somebody who clearly is smart and intelligent and experienced and knows how to deal with threats. So the show ends on a very somber note as Joel lies to Ellie about the circumstances of her rescue. And I think Ellie knows something is off. They make it to Tommy's community, but I think something's changed. And to me, it makes this ending tragic. Because in that moment, I realized, and I think we realized, that Joel and Ellie have already reached the high point in their relationship. The moment that they had before being captured by the Fireflies, I think, is the high point. It's the moment that they both get everything they want. Joel gets his daughter back, and I think Ellie really feels like she has found her person as well. And so him lying to her, to me, cements that that was the high point. And I think that while I don't know what happens in season 2, I feel like at some point this has to come out, and I think that would possibly be an irreparable fracture in their relationship. So with good reason, the ending is one of the most talked about parts of the game and the show, with people vehemently arguing whether Joel was right or wrong. On one hand, studying Ellie's brain could save humanity. Is her life worth any more than the millions or billions that have died already? And if there's a cure or vaccine found, the millions that would probably be saved? On the other hand, ask any parent what they'd do in Joel's shoes, And how many would not take Joel's actions if they could? So where do I fall? I can see it both ways. I can see where a decision of this magnitude can be both right and wrong at the same time. Joel is clearly selfish and didn't even consider what Ellie would have done or would have wanted in this situation and the benefits to society as a whole. That being said, it's hard to blame him as a parent, especially having been through what he's been through. And I think that any parent would do the same. So while the actions were selfish and possibly have, lasting effects on humanity, I think it's hard to blame him. So we can both say that it was a wrong decision and the morally wrong decision, while also acknowledging that many of us would probably do the same thing. Overall, this is a great finale to a great season of TV. When we get to my full season review, I'll cover some of the issues that I have just on a big picture with the show. But overall, as a standalone episode, this show hits the notes that it needed to hit in several ways. It's emotional as we witness them truly bond, and Joel completely lower any wall and express things that I think he's held in deep for very long. Joel going in to rescue Ellie was crazy, just because of the brutality and his complete disregard for people or the larger implications of his actions. In many ways, he becomes the villain in that moment. It makes the ending bittersweet and leaves us excited for what we're going to get in season 2. So this episode gets a 9.25 from me, and look out in the next few days. I'll release my full season review, but a great season, and looking forward to season 2. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. We can be found on all social media platforms at portable_whole. And if you want audio-only podcasts, we're on all major platforms at Portable Whole Publishing. And email us at portablewholepub@gmail.com.